Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn didn't need to throw a single punch to make this face-off feel explosive because every response, Ryan kept returning to one key point: experience. He believes has already identified the weaknesses in Conor Benn's game, but has no intention of giving away his game plan before fight night or revealing exactly how he intends to take advantage of them. Make the 147-pound limit after competing at a much heavier weight, suggesting the weight cut could become Benn's toughest challenge before the opening bell even rings. Benn, however, refused to entertain any excuses. His answer was straightforward: discipline. He insisted that staying committed to the process would ensure he arrived fully prepared for fight night, by saying he has spent years walking around at a much heavier weight, has repeatedly made difficult weight limits, and built his career on doing what many other fighters refuse to do. From there, the conversation took a completely different turn. Ryan predicted that Benn would eventually become frustrated, rush into a counter shot, get dropped, and never recover. Benn fired back with unwavering confidence, insisting that one perfectly landed punch is enough to put any opponent to sleep. Even as the verbal exchanges became more personal, neither fighter showed any sign of backing down. Ryan accused Conor Benn of chasing attention instead of proving himself, while Benn questioned Ryan Garcia's heart, arguing that talent means very little if you aren't willing to suffer once the fight becomes difficult. My favorite part was that neither fighter tried to soften their words or sound diplomatic. Ryan believes Benn simply hasn't reached his level yet, while Benn insists Ryan has relied too heavily on natural ability as he has built himself through discipline, sacrifice, and relentless hard work. That's what makes this rivalry so compelling, because both men genuinely believe the other has taken the wrong path to success.
But I'm a fighter, so when I put it on him in there, we'll see how he handles that, see how he handles the heat. Come meet me in the middle of the ring. Come meet me in the middle of the ring. Bang on, first round, let's have a shootout.
Let's do it.
Let's have a shootout and we'll see who's still standing.
Yeah, that was about good.
And for your part, Ryan, sum up in one sentence why Conor loses this fight.
He's going to learn real quick how actually experienced I am in the ring.
One is placing his faith in experience, timing, and ring IQ. The other is trusting pressure, toughness, and relentless determination. By the time the face-off came to an end, there was no uncertainty about how either man viewed this fight. Ryan is convinced he will outclass Conor Benn from start to finish, while Benn believes he will overwhelm Garcia with non-stop pressure. Now there's only one question left to answer: whose confidence will still be standing once the first Garcia believe experience will be the deciding factor between them? Conor Benn is convinced discipline will be what ultimately breaks Garcia. That kind of confidence is great for selling a fight, but then Timothy Bradley shifted the focus away from the verbal exchanges and back to what actually happens inside the ring, where he believes the real answers will come. Bradley wasn't interested in deciding who won the trash talk because, in his view, Ryan had already answered one of the biggest questions during his performance against Mario Barrios. Bradley praised Garcia for that showing, saying the only thing missing was a knockout. Aside from that, he felt Garcia looked sharp throughout the fight. His hand speed was on display, the combinations came together smoothly, and Ryan boxed with a kind of rhythm that suggests his momentum is finally moving in the right direction instead of fading away.
I feel like Ryan is sure. I feel like both of them are, to be honest with you, but Ryan's a little bit more reserved, like, with it. It's like, it's a calm confidence that I like from him. He's just like, you gonna find out. Like, it's different. It's different levels. My hand speed gonna be too much for you. My power gonna be too much for you. You know, I got more experience than you. I got more amateur experience than you. Like, bro, you can't beat me, bro. Like, you're not better than Haney. You're not better than all these other guys that I faced. Like, yeah, you might can punch hard, but I can punch harder.
That's when Bradley's breakdown became even more interesting. He looked at Ryan Garcia during the face-off and didn't see forced confidence or empty bravado. Instead, he saw a fighter who was genuinely calm and fully convinced his answers would come once the punches started flying. Bradley wasn't seeing someone trying to prove he was ready, but someone quietly confident in his abilities. I can understand that viewpoint because Ryan never looked shaken by Conor Benn's repeated promises of violence. At the same time, Bradley cautioned that Benn's greatest weapon could also become his biggest weakness. His relentless habit of constantly moving forward may be exactly the type of style Garcia is hoping to face.
It is getting ugly. And it's going to get even more fiery, especially when both of them really, really start getting down and training and having those sleepless nights, you know, thinking about each other, you know, not in that way. I know the way y'all think, but in the way of like, I'm going to hurt you, you know. And when we do get on that day, that week of the fight, yeah, you going to know, you going to feel my pain. You going to feel my wrath. All the sacrifice that I've been through, all the training I've been through, somebody's going to pay for that. I don't see this fight going the distance. I don't see this fight going the distance. Somebody's getting knocked out. Period.
Bradley also believes Ryan Garcia has evolved into a far more complete counterpuncher than many people realize, and he highlighted one detail that could ultimately shape the outcome of the fight. According to Bradley, Garcia is no longer relying solely on his trademark left hook. His improved right hand, commitment to attacking the body, sharper lateral movement, and the subtle traps he displayed against Mario Barrios all create serious problems for an aggressive opponent who constantly pushes forward without slowing down. Bradley also reminded fans that hype alone has never won championships. Garcia's popularity and Conor Benn's famous surname may make this event enormous, but once the opening bell sounds, none of that matters. His prediction was clear, straightforward, and fairly bold. He doesn't believe the fight reaches the scorecards. Someone is getting knocked out, and if his instincts are correct, Ryan Garcia will be the one leaving the ring with his hand raised.
Know that Ryan Garcia has a huge following. He's a marketing genius. Let's give him that. Marketing genius. Damn. Right? 10 million plus social media fans. Okay? And he's able to get himself in positions where other fighters can't get in those positions because of his following and notoriety. The same thing can be said about a guy like Conor Benn, who is, hey, he's a son of a legend.
Tim Bradley already viewed Ryan Garcia as a favorite. But once the panel began breaking the matchup down in greater detail, the discussion moved into areas that no amount of trash talk during the face-off could settle. Bradley quickly shifted the focus to drug testing, explaining that while it may not generate the biggest headlines, it can have a major impact on an entire training camp. He stressed that if both fighters want every possible excuse removed before September 12th, the testing process must be as strict and comprehensive as possible. Max Kellerman then approached the conversation from a different perspective, reminding fans of something that often gets overlooked whenever major negotiations collapse. He pointed to this fight as proof that even with different promotional interests and separate business relationships, a deal can still be reached. In his view, maybe the so-called impossible fights aren't as impossible as people claim. Bradley eventually returned to discussing the matchup itself, offering a more measured opinion on Conor Benn than many expected. Although he wasn't particularly impressed with Benn's most recent performance, he believes a full training camp at 147 pounds could reveal a very different version of the British contender.
Ryan Garcia is quick-witted, been in this stuff before, knows how to talk, and Conor Benn probably got the better of that verbal exchange, which is saying something.
He can sell it though, boys.
They both can. They both have star quality. I got to tell you something. If you just asked me about this fight on paper, I didn't see anything. I don't know. I'm like, maybe Ben tries to get inside, and Conor with that, and Ryan with that big left hook is a bad matchup for him. But sometimes the way guys react, their attitudes inform you about stuff. And watching them interact, I like Conor Benn's chances better than before they interacted. Ryan said this is not going distance. Do you believe him?
I believe it's not going to.
That becomes an even more interesting point because Mike Copping supported the argument by highlighting how naturally big both Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn really are. Bradley then made a comment that immediately grabbed attention. He still believes Ryan can become uncomfortable when he's forced to deal with genuine punching power coming back at him. Whether you agree with that assessment or not, it's exactly the question Benn hopes to answer on fight night. At the same time, nobody is overlooking what Garcia brings to the table. Max Kellerman reminded everyone that Ryan's hand speed remains one of the most dangerous weapons in boxing, while Bradley repeatedly emphasized Garcia's devastating left hook as a shot that could change everything in an instant. The interesting part is that both analysts arrived at nearly the same conclusion from completely different angles. Bradley is convinced the fight won't go the distance, while Max believes the betting odds are seriously underrating Benn's chances. Put those opinions together, and this becomes far more than another overhyped matchup. It's a collision between two explosive punches carrying very different questions into the ring, and one fighter's biggest weakness is likely to be exposed long before the final bell.
Part of the reason I feel that way watching the presser is because Conor Benn, it's not just that he's going at Ryan Garcia, he's identifying something that Ryan has to deal with. I don't think Ryan quit against Tank. I think he got stopped. I think you could argue he wasn't really trying to win against Rolly.
He pissed down his
right? And you can call that a form of packing it in. So the point is, between those two fights, and I think Ryan does have heart, but between those two fights, it is an issue that Ryan has to confront.
Bradley and Kellerman left everyone debating which version of Ryan Garcia would appear once the first punches were thrown. Then Simon Jordan and Derek Chisora took the discussion in a direction few people saw coming. Before talking about styles and making predictions, Simon made a remark that immediately changed the mood, and you could almost tell Derek was thinking, here we go again. What made the conversation stand out wasn't the headline itself, but how quickly both men shifted their attention back to the fight. Derek had no interest in spending the entire discussion revisiting old stories. His view was straightforward. Both fighters have moved on, they are being tested, and now it's time to judge them by what happens inside the ring. It's a fair argument because every fight preview eventually has to stop looking at the past and start asking whether Conor Benn can truly handle Ryan Garcia at his very best. Simon continued pressing that point, questioning whether this would be the fight that finally exposed Benn against an opponent operating at a completely different level. Derek, true to himself, wasn't going to dismiss his friend, but he also made no attempt to suggest this would be an easy challenge.
Conor is my pal, so I'm not going to sit here and try to mess up his name. This is a good fight for him. He's always wanted a big fight. Now he's getting it on Mexico Independence Day, I believe. So.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Vegas, all that backed up as well.
Yeah, Vegas will be heaving.
Yep.
You know, he's gonna be fighting in Vegas for the first time. Oh no, second time. Because the first time was with Eddie Hearn when he was on holiday from boxing.
He admitted that Ryan Garcia is exactly the kind of opportunity Conor Benn has been working toward for years. At the same time, he raised what he believes is the biggest question. At 147 pounds, does Benn still possess the same physical advantage that made him such a dangerous force as he climbed through the division? That's where the debate becomes truly fascinating. If Garcia adjusts well to the weight, his speed, timing, and explosive counterpunching could present challenges Benn has rarely encountered. On the other hand, if Benn manages to drag Ryan into the rough, high-pressure battle he thrives in, the entire fight could take on a completely different look. Even Derek admitted that, on paper, Garcia appears to be operating a few levels above Benn, while still reminding everyone that boxing has a habit of ignoring what looks obvious on paper. The funniest part was watching the conversation drift into playful arguments and friendly side bets before eventually returning to the fight itself. That probably says everything about this matchup. Nobody seems entirely comfortable picking a winner. Everyone recognizes a danger. They just disagree over which fighter's biggest threat will appear first once the opening bell finally sounds.
Well matched. Not an ability, no, because we've said, obviously, I think there's levels, and Garcia there's a few levels above. Power-wise, if he still has it, if he can still hold that power at 147 after being up at 160 for so long, it's going to be tough for him getting down, but he's been doing it gradually. His last fight was at 150. If he can make it, then I think that's the only chance he has, really. He's got to try and make it a dogfight. He's got to try and make it where he can land his own shots and try and catch Garcia.
After hearing the opinions of Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn, Timothy Bradley, Max Kellerman, Mike Coppinger, Simon Jordan, and Derek Chisora, one thing has become crystal clear. This fight has completely divided the boxing world. Some believe Ryan Garcia's speed, timing, and experience will prove too much to overcome, while others are convinced Benn's relentless pressure, punching power, and mindset are enough to change the outcome. Now we want to hear from you. Who do you think wins this fight, Ryan Garcia or Conor Benn? And how do you see it ending? Drop your prediction in the comments and join the debate. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to KO Report for more boxing news, fight breakdowns, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.